Hembo and Graziano. This is a good one. I just saw an idea pop into your head. I don't know what it was. Sam Darnold's going to be the 5th quarterback to start the Super Bowl wearing the number 14. Who was the first? Let me just tell the audience. 5 seconds before we came on the air, Graziano went like this.
Oh, because Brandon and I were going through the 14s, and he brought up Neil O'Donnell and Brad Johnson. And I remember Ken Anderson, who would have been before those guys. So we're trying to think if it was the other guy before it. And I want to say, I remember all these old grainy Super Bowl videos, NFL films. I want to say it was Craig Morton. Am I correct?
Yes.
Wow.
In
Wow.
red.
Wow.
Super Bowl 5.
Yes.
Craig Morton wore the jersey number 14. Ken Anderson was next.
That's it. Shut it down. That's it. It's over.
It is. They should, if this was a fight, they would stop it. Craig Morton.
They gave you the whole list.
Ken Anderson, then Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Then Brad Johnson.
He was the only one that won it.
And now Sam Darnold.
Yeah. There you go.
That is ridiculous.
It's hard to top.
And look at it.
Hard to top
it's
that.
the number 14.
Oh, how appropriate.
Ironically, it is the number 14. That's very O's the mentalist of you to have it come up exactly that way. All right. Very well done. So that's well done. Meantime, let's give you a little Super Bowl flashback. This is one that the folks in Denver will want to avoid. No, it was Super Bowl 48 between the Broncos and Seahawks, MetLife Stadium.
New Jersey.
This was a fight they would have stopped this one too. Peyton Manning threw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 to Malcolm Smith. Russell Wilson threw 2 touchdowns. Seahawks won.
First snap of the game went over Peyton Manning's head into the end zone for a safety. That was a bad start.
That was their best offensive play. 43-8, the Seahawks won. Malcolm Smith was named the MVP. Should have been the beginning of a run for the Seahawks. We all know what happened then. Okay, time for some props to watch. Super Bowl edition. These are props to watch, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Damian Woody, give me one to watch on the New England side.
How about Drake May over 37.5 rushing yards? His legs have been, been a key component to the Patriots, run this postseason.
For sure.
So, listen, against the Seattle Seahawks defense and protection issues with the Patriots, I could see his legs being a big factor in this game.
I like that one. Dominique, give me a prop on the Seattle side that you like.
Yeah, I'll be watching Sam Darnold over under 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think the way that this Patriots defense has been playing, combined with the way that Sam Darnold and JSN showed up in that Rams game, I'll be interested to see which side comes out on top. But, that'll be one that I'll be focused on for sure.
Yeah, they've got the great secondary with the 2 good corners in New England, but no one has been able to stop JSN. D-Wood, give me a final prop to watch.
Yeah, how about Sam Darnold over 0.5 interceptions?
Okay.
Listen, as much as we've been talking about Seattle's defense, let's not sleep on New England's defense.
Yep.
They've been really well. They got 2 excellent corners. And the one thing we know about Sam Darnold, he will throw it to you. And so the opportunities will be there for that Patriots secondary.
Yeah, he was clean and outstanding in that game against the Rams, but this is a different level defense with a much better secondary, and we will see. My buddy Teddy Bruschi on Sundays always says of Darnold and others, some other quarterbacks like him, he's going to throw you one, you just got to catch it.
That's right.
And the question is, will the Patriots catch it or not? Darnold, of course, has traveled the road less traveled, right? Robert Frost, Jamal Adams, who was there with him in New York when Sam Darnold first got drafted, had some interesting comments this weekend when he said, man, if only New York had some patience with him, like he was the guy, man, he was going to be the guy. He just needed time. And I can see 2 different ways of looking at that. And again, this is not going to become a conversation, don't roll your eyes at home, about the New York Jets. It's going to become a conversation about quarterback development and lack of patience with it in the NFL today. And there was one way of looking at this, Dominique, that says that is pure revisionist history. He was the quarterback there for 3 years. Right. He had almost no success. They had almost no success. It was not obvious that he was ever going to be the starting quarterback in a Super Bowl. The other way of looking at it is, it was obvious that the circumstances around Sam Darnold were such that I don't know that any quarterback would have succeeded where he was. I don't know that. Obviously, we'll never know this. But Josh Allen was selected 4 picks later by the Buffalo Bills. If Josh Allen had been selected number 3 overall, would he right now be a reigning MVP and all that? Or would he be on his 5th team right now starting in the Super Bowl for Seattle? These are questions we'll never know the answer to, but I think they speak to a larger issue, Dominique, about a lack of patience and a lack of development of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, I think patience is wonderful, but what's better than patience is talent around you, and that's from the coaches to the players to the organization having a plan for you to succeed. So I think it's fair to say that Sam Darnold is playing his best football in Seattle right now, but I think it's also fair to say that Sam Darnold isn't like one of these elite, top-of-the-league type of quarterbacks. We saw his ups and downs even this season. He's playing great right now in the playoffs, but there were times this season where he didn't play well. So I don't think that the only reason why he failed there was because of the Jets, but I do think he would have been much more successful. Maybe they would have extended him in seeing that he's a capable starter if they would have supported him. That's always the story, I think, for every rookie quarterback, for every young quarterback, is they need support. They need some of the pressure taken off of them, and they didn't do that for Sam Darnold.
To Jamal Adams' point, like he did need time. Sam Darnold was 20 years old when he got drafted, but the situation in New York was not going to offer him that amount of time. By the time they had to decide on his fifth-year option after his third season, they had a different administration than the one that drafted him. And they had the second pick in the draft. So they figured they could restart the contract clock, all of that. So the system kind of is set up to force these teams to make a decision on this guy after 3 years. We're going to see it this offseason with Bryce Young in Carolina, right? C.J. Stroud. Sometimes the decision's easier, but that's when you have to know, because you have to pick up that fully guaranteed fifth-year option for the year after next. And so he didn't get that opportunity in New York. Now he started 38 games for them. There was some evidence for them to base the decision on. But he was a young player that needed time and development and coaching, and to Nick's point, a stable situation. Right. Josh Allen had the same head coach from the day he was drafted until 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Like, that matters.
Correct. And you're saying that it was a different administration with Darnold. They were already going on to their third different one from the time that Darnold got there. It is the place. It's not the player. Frequently, no one gets drafted because they can't play. No one gets drafted second or third or fourth or fifth in the NFL because they're not good enough to play. It is all about the circumstances they find themselves in. John Mara once famously said about Daniel Jones, we did everything in our power to screw that kid up. And that, I think, should be the epitaph of a lot of these reclamation project stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I continue to go back to the one word that I use with the quarterbacks, the infrastructure. We've seen it time and time again. When these quarterbacks, it's not about the quarterback, their talent per se, it's about where they go. Because these coaches and the organizations and the environment that they land in gives them the opportunity to be successful in the league. We talk about Sam Darnold. That wasn't the case in New York. No. It wasn't until he got to San Francisco and Minnesota that things really started turning around for his career. And so a lot of these quarterbacks that's had a lot of success, just look at the organizations that they're a part of.
Maybe there should be some message in the fact that he learned more by not playing in San Francisco than he learned by playing with the Jets. Dominique, we took a vote, and we decided our favorite thing on the show today was your video of